Bruce Wayne's tragic story as he lost his parents and became the caped crusader who solved crimes and beat up gangsters in the dead of night is a tale that has been told and retold time and time again, but to keep Batman's mythos fresh, why not throw him in against some of Marvel's best villains? Number 5. Dr. Octopus. A battle of intellects that Batman may lose. Doc Ock is a brilliant scientist who slowly goes off the deep end after an experiment with his robotic arms ends up heightening his aggression and turning him into one of Spider-Man's most iconic villains. The Webhead's nemesis has his plans foiled by Spider-Man numerous times, so it's easy to see why some people feel that a battle against Dr. Octopus will sway in his favor. However, this isn't necessary. For starters, despite his brain being compromised by his tentacles, Doc Ock is still a genius who can match Bruce Wayne's intellect with ease. Along with this, the supervillain has usually been bested by a superpowered hero who is stronger than most people give him credit. Batman is dwarfed by Spider-Man in terms of pure strength, making it easy to see why the Dark Knight may find himself on the losing side of a battle against this mad scientist. Number 4. Magneto. His magnetic powers will negate the vast majority of Batman's gadgets. Magneto is one of the most sinister and engaging villains that Marvel has devised. Serving as a major antagonist who fights against the X-Men, this mutant can manipulate magnetic fields and use the metal he can manipulate against his opponents. This makes him a fearsome foe who can bring the fight to most DC heroes, especially when people take into account the kind of gadgets that Batman uses to get the edge on his opponents. The vast majority of his arsenal will be ineffective against a supervillain who can negate a lot of this threat with the use of his powers. Even if Batman does his research and uses gadgets and armor that Magneto can't manipulate, it'll be extremely challenging for the Dark Knight to maintain a sustained offense when he's constantly bombarded by metallic projectiles. The fight is going to be one-sided no matter how fans think about it. Number 3. Kong the Conqueror. Superior intellect, combat tactics, and multiverse meddling. There's a reason why Kong the Conqueror was built up as a major antagonist to step into Thanos' shoes in the MCU before the pivot to Doctor Doom. What makes Kong and Batman similar is that both characters lack any superpowers of their own and rely on a mix of intellect and technology to make up for this and bring the fight to their foes. However, the difference that will ensure victory for Kong is the kind of tech Kong has access to. No matter how much money Bruce invests into his gadgets, he can't come close to replicating the power of the high-tech equipment Kong can bring out in this battle. His abilities will overwhelm Batman and take him down for the count, providing this decades-old Marvel villain with the win. Number 2. Venom. A symbiote that's ferocious and violent. Venom is one of Spider-Man's most iconic foes and occasional anti-heroes that fans can't get enough of. The symbiote usually infects Peter Parker before moving on to another host that can be controlled with greater ease. In most cases, this is Eddie Brock, turning this person into a powerful lethal protector who can rip apart foes with his jaws and use his super strength to smash most foes into oblivion. It's easy to see why Batman can have such a tough time against this foe, even with all the explosive gadgets at his disposal. The moment Venom closes the distance, the sheer amount of damage he can inflict upon Batman is so immense that the Caped Crusader will lose the fight at that very moment. The only way that Bruce can even think about winning this fight is by loading himself up with sonic grenades to take advantage of Venom's weakness. Even with this knowledge, this battle will be a closely contested one with no clear victor until the dust settles. Number 1. Doctor Doom. Magical powers and technological superiority make him a powerful villain. What makes Doctor Doom such a riveting antagonist is the fact that he uses both technology and magic along with his superior intellect to take out his foes, and prove that there is only doom above all. This makes a battle between him and Batman more one-sided than most people would like to admit. Batman may be able to stand on his own against him when this is a battle of who has the most superior tech, but all it'll take is a few instances of this villain whipping out his magic to incapacitate the Dark Knight with ease. If you are a true comics fan, check out this playlist I made specially for comic fans.